Hey, Patrick, where are you out of, man? And what agency are you with, if you can say that?
Um, California, El Cerrito.
Oh, nice, man. All right. So I'm an expert in California case law. So ask the question.
So basically, my question was on a traffic stop. There's a driver and a passenger. The driver is the registered owner of the vehicle. And you conduct a records check, and you find out the driver has a warrant. And you arrest the driver for the warrant, but you don't see any plain view and nothing like that. And usually, like search incident to arrest, you can search the person and all that. But regarding the warrant, can you search the car before, you know, releasing it to the passenger?
Now, just out of curiosity, you want to kind of do this as a little like a matter of routine, right? There's no specific, you don't have probable cause. If you did, we talk about the motor vehicle exception.
I mean,
And
just because. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, go ahead.
I mean, just because on a warrant, like there's just your only crime is just a warrant. So it's like, but there can be a gun in our car or anything else. You know, so,
Could also be a dead body in the car. Could be a dead
right,
body in Mike's car, but
exactly.
that might be a what if though, right?
Right.
So look, I have your answer. I've seen this time and time again. Well, actually, before I give my 2 cents, what about your 3 cents, Mike? What do you think about this? And what case law would you think would apply to this for Patrick?
Well, if let's just talk about the search and incident to rest of the car is kind of where I want to start. And I think there's still a lot of leftover in policing out
Confusion.
there that you arrest somebody, you get the car, and you don't anymore. That's been was overturned. What was it?
2009.
2009. So we're talking about Gant is the case that Arizona versus Gant that took this idea of you arrest somebody and you get the car, you get to search the car. And was it Rodney Gant had a suspended license, I believe, traffic stop, suspended license. They arrest him, they put him in
And a
the
warrant, and a warrant, and a warrant.
warrant, right? Yeah, warrant. Put him in the back of the patrol car, search his car because he had the warrant and he was under arrest, and they find a bunch of dope in the car, taking their arrest on that. And was it Belton? What was the original case? It was
The original case was Belton that they overturned.
Belton,
Yeah.
right? They overturned that.
Overturned. They didn't say that, but go on. Go
Right.
on.
Yeah. And so when we look at this analysis for Gant, and you said your guy just has a warrant, whatever it may be. When we look at Gant, that maybe gives us the ability to search a car incident to arrest. There's a couple of Gant factors that come with this. One is really unique, and I think Anthony and I only know of one case that it ever took place. But the first part of Gant is you're talking about usually making a probable cause arrest for a person, meaning that you've got new charges right now, and you have reason to believe there's offense-related evidence inside that car. So let's talk burdens real quick here. Probable cause, reasonable suspicion, reason to believe. See my hand leave the screen? Little bit lower burden. And that was kind of the justification that came from Gant is, well, if we're just calling it reasonable suspicion, we're not really doing anything. We're lowering this burden. So the first Gant factor is you have arrest for a person and they are under arrest, not restrained, and within lunging.
Hold on. Mike, I hate to interrupt you,
Oh,
but I
yeah.
think you might be adding some confusion.
Oh, sure.
Because you're talking about the search for evidence exception.
Oh, yes.
And then you're
Yes.
mixing in the safety, the other factor.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of talking about both Gant factors.
That's right. Let's just talk about, can he search it under that second prong, which people call it the second prong, which is the search for evidence under the reason to believe? Yes or no?
No.
Because why? Because it's a warrant.
Because it's a warrant. You don't have any reason to believe this warrant. There's nothing going to tell you that I've got a reason to believe that there's offense related evidence inside that car. There's nothing going on that you can articulate that's in there that's going to help this warrant.
Okay, what about if the warrant was issued for drugs this morning?
It's still the warrant has its own probable cause, kind of in a nutshell. The four corners kind of concept there. That's the warrant. The probable cause has been established. Now, that could be a factor to help you maybe articulate the probable cause to go, down the Carroll doctrine is my thought on this. Okay. But okay. I still think that under Gant, you don't have that offense related.
Okay. So let me just kind of clean this up if you don't mind, Patrick. Because there's two prongs to Arizona versus Gant in 2009. Right. It's safety or evidence. And safety is Michigan versus Long is part of its prodigy, I don't know what's the right word, but anyway, but it's part of this analysis where they're unrestrained, near the vehicle, under arrest at the time of the search of the vehicle. That never happens.
Except,
Get rid of that. It's only
Yeah.
happened one time in the last 10 years.
right? So it doesn't happen.
It involved a paraplegic man.
Yes.
Now, the prong 2 is what Mike said. Going back to your question, the answer is no, because there is no Gant, but there's also no inventory. There is no inventories are based on community caretaking, which is, South Dakota versus Opperman. There is no community caretaking rationale here. The government has no interest, to get into this person's car to search it for valuable items when the car is being given to somebody who can take it and wants to take it, and there's no community caretaking rationale. You also have, based on the fact you have no Michigan versus Long, protect the sweep for weapons. So, and you also have no Carroll, you have no PC. So you have no PC, no community caretaking, no armed and dangerous, no evidence-related search in the Gant. We're not in that car. It has to go bye-bye. And the thing, Patrick, that evidence will go down the street like that, right, my friend?
Right.
Drugs will walk and guns will walk. But that is, I'm sure you totally agree, that's part of living in a free society, that sometimes the bad guy wins every once in a while, unless we have the reason.
Okay.
And I know that that pains a lot of cops out there. Like, no, wait a second here. I'm just gonna let this thing go. There's gotta be a way. Like I think Amanda threw out there. Well, there's the way. Amanda had the way. The first part of crew consent.
Yeah,
But
well, that's exactly right.
Yeah, those other factors that we went through. I mean, you hit all kinds of different doctrines, and none of them apply in that circumstance.
And real fast, I don't want to belabor this point. Let's move on to another call. But I want to say one more thing. You can always take the person away for their warrant, and the person who has the car, ask them for the consent. They have common authority, and that also is a very common tactic that cops use, and it usually works, but not always.
I have a question though. So, but if you ask the passenger, they can only give you access to what they have in the car, right? They cannot give you access to the whole entire car, correct?
No, they can probably give you access to the whole entire car. I mean, look, how many times has that happened? I mean, cops pull over people all the time they're driving their friend's car, right? And cops first of all, sure, there could be some stuff off limits, right? But what would be off limits? Can the passenger open the trunk? Can the passenger, I'm sorry, not the passenger, could the driver, the friends, right? Could the friend open the trunk? Could the friend open the hood of the engine compartment? Could the friend open the air cleaner because maybe they need to change the air? When people give their keys or a screwdriver to somebody to drive their car, they're taking a risk that person is going to go through their car. And if they don't like it, don't give your keys to somebody.
Okay.
Or put limitations on it. But those limitations would have to be known to law enforcement. They would have to be like, hey, I'm driving Mike's car, right? Which is a real beater, by the way. Actually, it's not your car was the beater. Who had the,
I take care of my
It's our boy Chance.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's not your car. It's Chance, our other instructor. Have you ever been in Chance's car?
No.
He started with he actually got it, but he started with jumper cables. So the guy's like, he has a good retirement. He's just, he doesn't spend money on cars. Anyway, I digress. But the point is, look, I lost my fucking track. I say my stupid jokes, but you get my point.
My truck's as nice, as clean as yours.
Your truck actually is pretty clean. I don't know. I totally confused you with Chance, our other instructor. Anyway, Patrick, you said, I think, did we answer your question though? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to go off topic like that.
Oh yeah, he did. I would just, basically just relinquish authority of the vehicle, basically, to the passenger, and he is good to give consent, basically.
That's right. It's called apparent authority, and he looks like he has apparent authority. So there's no reason to believe he couldn't get into the spots you want to. Now, I will say, if there is a bag that belongs to the driver in there, you could probably get into it too, unless he puts stipulations on it. But be careful. That one have to be maybe a little more litigated. Like, why are you going through the driver's backpack that got arrested that didn't want to take him with him? But it's still not black and white.
Yeah.
All right, my friend. All right.